We have arrived at hockey's Mecca. Yes, screw you, Montreal. It's not you. It is Minneapolis, Minnesota, and the home of college hockey's best team, the Golden Gophers. As you mentioned, 3-4, a win and then an overtime loss against Arizona State, then a sweeping Michigan State, which is no slouch of a hockey team themselves. Just for time's sake, Drew, I think we'll just talk about Michigan State. And the reason why I think that's the more important matchup is, well, Michigan State on paper is the better team. They came into this matchup still in the top 10, and you dismantled them.
They did not really play the Gophers well at all.
They did not.
Objectively, they looked really bad against the Gophers, and I don't think even a Michigan State fan I don't think you could really say, man, this was a really successful weekend, and we have something we can really build off of. They looked a few steps behind the Gophers at every turn. They were really aggressive with the puck, and it burned them many times, and they kept doing it, pressing like they were down 3 goals right from the get-go. And then turns out they got down like 2-3 goals because they played that way. There were so many breakaway chances that the Gophers ended up scoring on too, and they had many more that didn't go in. But it was definitely a weird weekend that I said, man, Michigan State was so hyped, and they came in and laid 2 just big eggs against the Gophers, and it turned into a really good weekend for them, and they got to showcase some of their skill and some of their breakaway speed and scoring on the rush, which I think obviously is a really big strength of this Gophers team. But Michigan State didn't look great. I mean, I didn't think really the ice made for a real choppy it made for a bit of a choppy series. It looked like the quality of the ice kind of degraded a little bit pretty quick, kind of made things chippy and guys tripping over their skates and pucks kind of not going where you'd think they would. So kind of breaking up some of the plays a little bit. But I think it turned into a really fun series, especially if you're a Gopher fan.
I would agree, Drew. And here's something that's interesting, because when you look at, shall we say, the pairwise, because that's really the only thing that matters. I mean, this is number 1. The pollsters don't have him at number 1, and I don't understand why, honestly. St. Cloud fans, I hate to say this because I'm one of them, they look at the pollsters and say, also, this is also screwy too, because you just swept North Dakota, which, mind you, is not as good this year as in years past. They're not. Why didn't we move from 4 to like 3 or 2 or 1? Well, Michigan State's better than North Dakota. That's why. So shut up and you're fine. So